Well, welcome back to the Camino is Storytelling with me, Ronnie, and this time the fabulous, amazing Debby. Before we get going, thank you ever so much to all the new followers, to all the new listeners. Last week was a strange one. I had an odd conversation with someone who said that below 20,000 listeners per episode, what's the point? They called it a vanity pod. They said there's no such thing as organic growth. I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. But I'm doing this because I care about stories. I care about people. And if you do too, join us. Enjoy. Whether we have 1 listener, 20 listeners, 100 or 1 million. That's the way it's going to stay. So, thank you for listening. Enjoy your day. And also, why did the banana go to the hospital? Because it wasn't peeling well. Lots more of those coming, lots more exciting things coming for the podcast. A new jingle, a new season coming up soon. Keep listening, and in the meantime, enjoy Debby on the Camino is Storytelling.
Testing, 4, 5, 6.
I just waylaid you as you were about to leave a cafe. I feel like I've done you a good turn because the weather doesn't look amazing.
The weather is sunny one moment and rainy the next, so just kind of got to go with the flow.
Yeah.
As with the Camino.
There's a very smooth link into what you were just telling me, the litany of stories. I was going to use the word catastrophes, but I don't think so. You seem quite happy with it.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, you must have been so disappointed. But I feel like everything is a challenge and everything is a lesson, right? In the moment, it may not have been fun, but there's always a lesson in there. So yeah, I don't see it as catastrophes at all. So I've been wanting to do the Camino for a while now. I think ever since I saw the movie The Way, I've been putting it off. And then last year we had a friend come over. He'd lost his mother, and so he was telling the story how he kind of did the Camino to help him through that grieving process. And I was like, I need to do it now. If I don't do it now, I'll never do it. I told my husband I'm going to be doing the Camino next year. I'm going to be gone for 2 months. I live in Aruba, so I live in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I ended up not doing the prepping that I should have been doing. I was going to do the Camino del Norte, so the northern coast of Spain. And I went and I started out gung-ho and really loving it, loving the cool weather, loving the rain. Like in Aruba, we don't get that cool weather anymore, right? But then I had bedbug bites, which I probably more than likely picked up in Paris, because I had one overnight in Paris, and Paris is known for its bedbug infestation, and I had a really dingy room. The pillowcase smelled of smoke. The lesson there, to me, is I should have gone back down and said, no, this room is unacceptable. But I was so tired, I was like, forget it, I just chucked the pillowcase aside and slept there. And not long after that, I started getting a really bad allergic reaction to the bites. And I ended up having to go to the hospital in Bilbao, and the doctor told me that that's what it was, allergic reaction to bedbug bites. And my fingers were like sausages. You can still see the scars, right? I still have scars, but these like black and blue, purple blisters, and I couldn't use my poles anymore. And when you do the Norte, you have to use your poles. I do anyway. And so I decided in that moment, okay, I'm going to make a change. And I changed to do the Portuguese. So that was my second attempt at my first Camino within a couple of weeks. That was eventually the one that I did from Porto to Santiago. It was interesting because obviously I'd planned, I'd set out all the stages over a 7-week period on the Camino del Norte. I was just able to tear that up and throw it in the bin. It felt exciting once I made the decision. Once you decide something like that in the moment and you choose what's right for you, following that inner guidance, that inner tuition, it felt exhilarating.
Yeah.
Because okay, this is not the end of it. It's not done and dusted. I can still start something different that's going to make it easier for me. So I felt really excited, and then I realized that it's a very different Camino. It's busy. I had the wrong shoes, obviously, because I had boots for the Norte, and now I've got boots on the Portuguese, so I started getting blisters, and I ended up sending them home and buying different shoes. So it was, all this stuff that I hadn't prepared for. But you've got to think in the moment. Like the Camino, you always have to come back to the now. What's happening now? Where can I pivot? And that's my strength. And I think doing this Camino has kind of reconfirmed that strength within me, because I feel like I'd lost that a little bit over the last couple of years. You know, the Norte is not going anywhere. And I've done the first bit. Can continue at some point when I'm better trained and better bedbug aware, I guess. And
and don't stop in Paris on the way.
Don't stop in Paris. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. It became such a beautiful journey, and I made a beautiful connection with two people, a father and a son from the UK. I met them along the way. We ended up in the same hostel. We were playing cards all night long, and eventually they became my Camino angels, because at some point I got food poisoning as well. That was really bad.
Also from Paris? Or?
No, that was from a restaurant in Tui, actually. They didn't leave my side. They wanted to stay with me, and I was like, you know, guys, don't worry about me. Just do your thing. They're like, nope, we're gonna. And they took care of me. They made sure that I, you know, got to the next place. They organised accommodation. They became my Camino family, and I think they really confirmed this faith in humanity that you sometimes lose sight of. They did it not because they had to, but because they wanted to. They cared, and I felt that. You know, it just showed me that faith in humanity and surrendering. Like the Camino is all about surrendering, and you have to surrender, you know, especially when you're sick. You just have to kind of put your hands up and be like, you know, like, Lord, take the wheel, or whatever you want to say. Like for me, it's like, universe, take the wheel, but I can't do anything here. And I just let that guide me, or let them guide me, and let go of any kind of like, oh, are they, you know, feeling bad about it.
Thanks for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You know what? I think one of the most beautiful things that I've experienced is I've traveled to Antarctica. Having traveled to Antarctica, having lived in Ghana, you know, for a year, having, you know, my travel stories is what people probably don't know about me when they look at me. I'm quite shy, so me doing this is actually quite interesting. It's me stepping out of my comfort zone, right? I like to write as well, so I do write stuff, and maybe the book that's inside of me that I feel the Camino's brought out. When I started preparing for the Camino, I decided that I wanted to create a little Facebook group for my friends and family, just so I could put like the relive video and just keep people up to date instead of having to like WhatsApp everyone individually, whatever. And I created a Facebook group called the Menopausal Pilgrim.
Okay, lovely.
And actually more people have joined, people that I don't know, and that's really where I've been posting and doing some writing and stuff. And I feel like everyone has a story to tell. The problem is that we don't realize that we have a story to tell, and we hold back. And I know I've had a book inside of me, and I feel like the Camino has brought it out, and I know I'm a good writer. I can be quite self-deprecating in my writing as well, but I think that brings out the humanity. Because we all have that. We all have doubts and fears and things that hold us back. But I think through my Camino, being able to inspire people to do what they want to do, not to give a shit about what other people think, opinions and judgments. And you're going to come across judgment on the Camino, right? I took a canoe up the river once, and somebody's like, you're not a real pilgrim if you do that. And I thought, well, I did do it. But so many people do care.
Yeah.
And judgment, you know, living with judgment, growing up feeling judged and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff I've had to like pull away and strip off for myself in order to be where I am now. And that's what I want to inspire other people through writing the book, which may or may not be called The Menopausal Pilgrim.
That's amazing.
What do you think?
I think it's phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to reading the book.
All right, well, I'll send you a copy.
Why The Menopausal Pilgrim?
Because of course I became a pilgrim, and I'm menopausal. And I think what I said earlier, like losing faith in my body, thank you for asking this actually, because a lot of men that have kind of like heard that menopausal pilgrim, they're like, what's on the daily menu kind of thing. It's like, they don't want to hear about it, right? But I've had amazing connections with women talking about that, who's like, nobody ever talks about this. So the last 4 or 5 years, as a lot of women do, you go through this change that they call the change. Nobody prepares you for it. All of a sudden you feel like a completely different person. for me, I just lost faith in my body, in what my body was capable of. My energy levels went down. You know, your emotions are all over the place, and I don't know, I just got married to this amazing guy, and like just as I kind of hit menopause, and it just kind of messes with you if you let it. And that's why I was like, I need to do this now. I need to, instead of, and this is what I said to this woman the other day, I was mourning the woman that I had lost, instead of embracing and celebrating the woman that I was becoming. And now it's just making me emotional that I say that. And I think this journey has been me celebrating me again in a different, suit. Just in a different kind of energetic space. And that's what I want to encourage women as well to embrace that stage. Menopause it's a life stage that needs to be honored, it needs to be heard, it needs to be seen, it needs to be processed, it needs to be celebrated. That's what this journey was about for me.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's a
Thank you for asking.
very beautiful thing.
I appreciate that.
And safe travels wherever you go from here.
Thank you. You too?
Thank you. And hopefully no bed bugs.
Yes, no.
And no more food poisoning either.
No more anchovies on pizzas. Nope.
Thank you, Debby.
Thank you.